So the way we think about the calorie mountain is essentially we want to make a mountain of calories. So we start at our base camp, right? So this is base camp. So when a client comes to see you, they might be on, say, 1,400 calories. That's their base camp. So our job is we want to get them to the peak of their mountain. So as we go along, week 1, for instance, we might bring that up to 1,600. Week 2, we might bring that up to 1,800. Week 3, we might bring that up to 2,000 now, etc.
In this process, they're continuing to drop body fat. So it's awesome. Let's continue to increase.
We want to get stats, right? So the first stat is, they might be at 20% body fat. Here, they might be at 19%. Oops, 19% body fat. Here they might have dropped too. They might be at 17% body fat. Here they might drop again to 15% body fat, for instance. And here they might be at 14. So we might go, all right, well, let's, where are we at now? 2,000, we might be at 2,200 now. So we increase it again to say 2,400, getting near the top of the mountain, but they're still at 14%. So we might increase it to 2,500, for instance. They still might be at 14%. A week later, they still might be at 14%. So we've got them to 2,500. We know that they've kind of maxed out, they've tapped out. So with John, using John as the example, he tapped out at 3,500 calories, right? Which is an awful lot of calories. So he's no longer going to get any, so there's going to come a point where you hit the peak of their mountain. Once you hit the peak of their mountain, what you want to do is start to transverse down the mountain. So we don't go, and this is what a lot of people do. They go, oh, we're at 2,500 calories. Let's go to 900. Well, if you go to 900, you're going to be snowballing down the mountain. Yeah, you're going to get leaner, but you're going to look flat, and you're going to look like a skinny greyhound. So all your muscle glycogen is going to be depleted, and that's not what the result that you want. So we want to transverse slowly down the mountain. So we go, all right, 2,500 is our peak. We might go 2,300. Now what you'll probably see is that now they're at 13% body fat, and we're going to do it slowly depending on the timeline. The other thing that we might do at this time is go, all right, well, this is all the changes we've made without any additional exercise. So we might go, all right, well, let's keep them there on their calories, but now let's increase half-hour cardio 3 times a week. That actually might get them to 12% body fat if you do that. So you're transversing down slowly. And then you might go, all right, well, that's a good change. They might stay there for another week at 12%. So you go, all right, well, I don't want them to stay at 12%. So you might transverse them down slowly to, let's say, 2,100. And you do that progressively, and you do that slowly until they hit your goal, right? So your goal is, stage, whatever it is, let's just say it's 9% body fat. So you hit 9% body fat, you compete, you win, great. That's your new kind of, obviously you go up a little bit, but what you'll find is that you're establishing a new base camp, right? So that's base camp now. So your base camp started here. Now your base camp is not that you're going to stay at 9%, you probably go up, but this person started at 1,400 calories. Now they're at 2,500. They've been able to achieve 9% at over 1,000 calories more than when they actually started with. So this is what I mean by calorie mountain, is that we build up to a mountain, then we slowly transverse once we stop seeing results. Then you establish a new baseline, a new base camp. And that new base camp, then if John does another show, he'll start with more food. So this is where using liquid carbs, maple syrup, etc. is going to be used. So always think of it in that context. See you.